Okay, it is fair to say that this last year has probably been one of the worst years in my life. While I will take some time to acknowledge all of the great things that happened in my life, this year quite a couple of very sad and disappointing things have happened in my life. I think the main thing is losing my mum this year, but also I think during this whole year I've kind of, in a sense, kind of lost myself a little bit. And when I say that, I mean, this is going to turn into a bit of a therapy session, but we'll get through it. If you want to just skip to the budget, skip to this point. I think I've found myself quite insecure with how my business runs. Am I doing a good job? Is it worthwhile? And there's been a big element of not feeling truly independent because I'm still living with family. And don't get me wrong, that is a wonderful thing. I have been in a position to save up money. However, I've not earned as much as I was probably expecting, so I haven't saved as much as I would have liked to. And I don't know whether that's a me problem or not, but I feel like I love the job that I have and I love having the freedom and the flexibility that I have. But what comes with that, the double-edged sword of that, is that I might not earn as much as I was expecting. And also there's a real big fluctuation in terms of how much money I earn. So I really want to be careful about how I approach budgeting in this new year. I do want to make changes within my life. Quickly, let's acknowledge the things that have gone really, really well for me. So I've lost weight. I have found a new passion for being fit. I care about myself enough that I want to live longer. So exercise and getting myself out and about has been really, really important to me. I also got into a relationship, and while that didn't quite work out, I feel stronger and I understand myself a lot more. So there have been positives this year. So I want to approach my budget in the new year with sort of looking towards the future. And for me, I think the biggest thing that will help me in feeling more independent is to move out of the family home. And it's not because I don't love it here. It's because I just feel like being 40 and earning the money that I do, I can afford it and I really, really should. So I want to sort of approach that and get to a place where I'm comfortable doing that. But also I want to have a budget that sort of reflects the ups and downs of how I earn. So one month I could earn £4,000. One month I could earn £1,000. What I've been doing last year is I've been, in the months where I earn £4,000, putting loads and loads of money away, and in the months where I earn £1,000, really struggling to meet basics. So what I want to do is to sort of have a baseline and leave some money in the tank so that if there is a month where I don't earn as much as I want to, I can take from that, if that makes sense. So that's what I want to do. I also want to sort of feel the financial burden of renting a place and see what that looks and feels like. So I'll talk you through how that's going to work for me. And then I want to sort of build up a sort of template or a framework for how I want my budget to be in the new year so that we can apply it across every single month and see how it goes. Elephant in the room is that potentially I might be starting to look at finding like a real person job, or at least a part-time job, just so I've got some rigidity and some, what is the word? Reliability in how I earn. That might also happen, but I guess what I want to do is trial this budget for 3 to 6 months, see how it goes. Let's get into it. That's me sort of like talking around the houses, but hopefully you understand why I'm doing this. Hopefully it makes sense, and I think I've got a plan. Let's get into it. So what we've got here is my A5 paycheck bill tracker pad. This is something that I've sold for years on my Etsy store. We have a couple of different colors. I know I've got the purple one. I don't know. We've got teal, we've got purple, and we've got this rainbow one. This is a pad of 25. It's really good for when you're like practicing a budget, because if you don't like it, you can just tear it off and start again. We're going to give this one a go and we're going to have a look. First thing we need to do is have a look at all of my income for the last year and work out kind of what my average is. So to do that, we've got my planner here. Every month I've earned a certain amount. This one was a good month. We've had some really, really interesting incomes. Like look at this one where I had to split it down. Like Etsy, I paid myself £500 for the whole month in May. Like sometimes it has been tough, but some months it's absolutely fine. So on this piece of paper, I'm going to write down what I earned last year. So this is what I paid myself, yeah? So this is with tax stripped out. So in January, I paid myself $4,469.55. February was 2,880.79. March was 1,956.80. Month after was 2,346.20. 1,601.74. 1,714.95. 284008, 302002. This is like January when the Advent, no, not January, July when the Advents come out. 172287, 213419, 231059, and then last month was 283983. So when we add all of that up, it comes up to 25,368.06. So realistically, if we look at that, 25,368.06, I took 30% away for tax. So if we divide that by 7 and then times it by 10, 36k was my salary. So pretty reasonable considering the freedoms that I have. That's not bad at all, right? So in order to get the averages, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away January because that's a big outlier. Like I'm not going to earn that much in January, like this January. I don't think so anyway. So when I add all of these up together, then divide them by 11, my average on what I'm earning each month is 2306.18. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to budget by 2306.18 and just see how we get on, right? Smart? I think it's smart anyway. So let's get back into this and let's put down average income. So average income for last year and what I'm hoping to still earn this year is 2306.18. Okay, we are going to bust out the red pen as well because I want to add in a couple of bills and I know that's counterproductive. I'll explain why, right? So let's start off. So rent next year is going to be 530. So 530 is how much I pay my brother to live in the house that I'm at. We want to add something else. So we're going to call this rent plus. So rent plus is a new thing, right? I want to work out feasibly how much if I was in a flat with my cats by myself, how much would I be spending on all of the bits and bobs that are extra? So could I actually afford at this rate to move out? So what I'm planning to do is pay my brother rent, but then what is the difference between how much I would be spending if I wasn't living at home, save it, and then I can do whatever I want with it. I can spend it on a house, a car, whatever. I want to save it and take it away from my budget to see if I can cope without that money. Back on this sheet, and I want to sort of tell you basically how much everything's going to cost. So in my area for looking at a ground floor, because of the cats, pet friendly home, the average rent is £800, and that is okay for a 1-bedroom flat near me, ground floor, about 800, right? Then I need to factor in all of the things that will come with that. So I will need a TV license, which is £15. I will need to pay for water, which looking at my brother's bills, about £100. Gas and electric, looking at my brother's is about 200, but I'll be by myself, so it might be less than that. Internet I will need to pay for. So internet will be about 30. I won't go any higher than that. And then council tax in my area is about 210. But when you're single, you get a 25% reduction. So it'll take it to 157.30. Now, obviously, groceries is a thing in there. Maybe transport's a thing in there. I'm just sort of, this will be like the bulk of it, right? What this adds up to is 1302.50. When we take that away from the 530, it's actually 772.50. So 772.50 is the how much I'd like to be saving each month to prove to myself that I can afford to live alone, right? So let's put this in here. So let's do 772.50. Red is a new bill, black is what we normally do. So pet insurance will always there. So pet insurance is currently $49.71. They are looking at getting getting a renewal soon, so I'll probably start thinking about shopping around for that. YouTube Premium, I will never give up, is going to be $12.99. Then I want to add in a new one because, well, I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to add in Netflix because my brother decided he doesn't want to pay for it anymore, but I use it. So I'm going to get it for myself, $12.99. My phone is only going to get cheaper, so that's $13.50. Runner, the app that I use for running, helps me with like staying on track with my fitness, $15.99. Apple for extra cloud storage is $2.99. Car insurance, that is up for renewal soon as well, might be a bit cheaper, $36.60. The gym, which I'm in a contract for, so I can't move too far because I still need to go to this gym, is $29.99. I also want to add in PT sessions, so personal trainer. So I kind of want to do it a bit heavy and do more at the start, but eventually I want to do one session with a personal trainer every week. That will cost in my area £100. I know it seems excessive, but I think investing in myself now so that I can open jars and walk around when I'm older is a reasonable thing to do. So I will be doing that. I think it's a good thing to do. I think it's a good thing for a lot of people to do. I want to put on muscle. I've lost weight, but I've also lost a lot of muscle. I don't know what I'm doing, so I need some help. So I think that will be at least 6 months worth of like support through that. I know I'm not going to enjoy it, so that's that. Then we have cat food, which at the moment is $40.69. So all of that comes up to $1617.95. Now, when I first looked at that, I was like, that just seems like so much. The reality for most people, like I've had the luxury of about £700 being my reality for the last year. So I just need to calm down and like, it is a lot, but think about how much I'll be saving until I get somewhere, right? So when I take 1617.95 away from the 2306, so 2306.18, what I'm left with is $688.23. Now, how do I want to spend my money? Essentially, no real difference in terms of my envelope. So spending, haircut, and petrol. So those will be the same. The only difference will be is when I move out, I'll have groceries as one. So spending £160, £40 a month, £40 a week. Haircut will be twice a month, and petrol will be twice a month as well. I think that's reasonable. That comes to $280, which when we take it away from the $688.23 leaves me with $408.23. This is where we get interesting. £400 is what I normally spend on a tattoo every month. I think those days might have to go if I can't earn that, right? Tattoo is a luxury. If I can't afford it 1 month, I can't afford it 1 month. But let's talk about basics, the basics that I want to happen. Car maintenance is the best thing for me because I don't look after my car. I still want to do £100 a month. Simon & Gracie, I think it's important to make sure they are taken care of. Even though we are doing pet insurance, I still want to put £50 away just in case. Birthdays, I feel so prepared for the first time for everybody's birthdays because I've been saving up. So £50 a month. Christmas, I started late and I regret it. Now I feel better about doing £50 a month for it. Holiday is important because while I'm, being sensible and reasonable, holiday at 100, and then clothing. So clothing is important to me to look my best is £50. That comes up to $400, which leaves me with £8.23. So really it's a buffer of £8.23. So there's a couple things missing from the budget that, I would like to have. So first of all, we have the home savings because I've got that good account with NatWest and I've been putting £150 into it for ages, but I can just rewire that money because I'll be saving this money anyway, right? So really what I'll be putting away is $622.50, be saving somewhere else, and then the $150 going into there because it's the best interest you can find, basically. And then sometimes I might want to get a tattoo. So I want to, when I can, get a tattoo. So if I can afford one, then I will. So really what I want to do is get to a place where I am earning $2,697.95. So if I can pay myself $2,697.95 every month, then I can afford everything in this. I can afford to save up for this Rent Plus. I can pay for Netflix. I can get PT sessions. I can do all of my thinking funds. I can get a tattoo. I can save everything, right? That seems reasonable. So what does that actually mean? Obviously, let's go back to this bit here where it's fluctuates all the time, where my income fluctuates all the time. Obviously, if I earn 1601, I'm £1,000 short in a month. Do you know what I mean? If I'm £1,000 short in a month, I can't do it. So what I'm going to do is there will be months like this where I'm earning that much. So what I'm going to do is never pay myself more than 2,700. Okay. So even though I might feel like, oh yeah, I've had a really good month, I want to treat myself to, you know, these running trainers, or I want to save a little bit extra or something like that, never pay myself more than 2,700. Because if I have a month like this where I earn, let's really look at it, right? If we matched this month over, if I earned 4,469.55 and then I paid myself 2,700, I've got 1,769 to roll over into this month. I wouldn't need it this month as well. So if I add 2,880.79, it means I've got that much. Then if I pay myself 2,700, I got 1,950 to roll over. So where this month is short, but I got paid 1,956. Oh no, 1,956. Oh, I don't know where I was. But if I get paid 1,956, I've got some money in the sort of like paying myself buffer to roll it over. Does that make sense? So that I can have a consistent budget for at least 6 months. And I feel like it's going to work. I really do. I feel like this approach to budgeting kind of makes sense for me and my situation. Obviously, it's not going to work for everybody. I think if we get to a place where I'm finding myself less busy on the Etsy store, if I find myself not earning the money I need to think about my future, and maybe a part-time job might be the situation that works out for me. If it is, that there's absolutely no shame in it. I love what I do. But I think I need to strike out and find a bit of independence in myself, do things that make me feel proud. And it's not just about being fit and being healthy and stuff like that. I think it's just being more independent. I think that's the important thing without getting lonely. That's the important part. Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals. Thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please give this video some love. Make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe. And if you are going to comment, please use this emoji. I hope some of the stuff that I've spoke about today is relatable for some of you. I think there's a lot of people that are my age or a little bit younger that are still living at home, and I want you to know that if you are, there really is no shame in it. There really is. It's just, for me, we're coming up 2 years. In February it'll be 2 years. So I know in my heart of hearts that if I can make it work for 6 months, I can afford it, because that's the only thing stopping me from doing it. And if I can't afford it, I need to get a big boy job so that I can afford it. I hope this is relatable. It is tough out there, but we can all do it. Have you considered becoming a channel member or a patron? Patrons get exclusive content, sneak peeks and significant discounts off my Etsy store. Channel members get early access to every single video. In fact, they've seen this video long before you have, bestie. If you like Sounds Less Perks and you like Sound of Me, have a look at the links in the description. You will not regret, bestie. An extra special thank you to our top tier patrons, also known as Sugar Daddies. Angie, Kathy and Diana Hazel, Denise Nelson, Diana Hazel, Emma Playford, Janai Spackman, Lakota, Love to Stargaze, Nat, Susan, Tasha Bouvier, Tiffany Probasco, Tony Leland and Tracy Dowdy. Having said that, I want to say I am grateful for everything this channel, everything this Etsy store has afforded me this year. I am in no way complaining about the position that I'm in. I've been able to do something full time that brings me so much joy for such a long time, but I need to get serious about my life. It's time, isn't it? So anyway, I think that's all we have for today. So until the next video, and I hope you're enjoying this December period, until the next video, I would like you to have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful budget. Always remember, don't trust Ira. Thumbnail, it's gonna have to be this, isn't it? Bye, bestie.